In the year 1612, the English East India Company secured a decisive breakthrough on the western coast of India. After several years of uncertain diplomacy and limited trade, the company finally established its first permanent trading base, or factory, at Surat. This marked the beginning of an organized and continuous English commercial presence in Mughal India. Surat was not chosen by accident. It was one of the most important ports of the Mughal Empire, serving as a major gateway for trade with the Persian Gulf, the Red Sea, and Southeast Asia. Pilgrims departed from Surat for Mecca, and merchants from across Asia conducted business there. Control of trade at Surat meant access to valuable commodities such as cotton textiles, indigo, spices, and silk. The turning point came through naval conflict rather than court negotiation. In 1612, English ships commanded by Captain Thomas Best confronted Portuguese naval forces near Surat, in what became known as the Battle of Swally. The Portuguese had long dominated western Indian sea routes and sought to block English expansion. However, the English squadron managed to defeat the Portuguese fleet. This victory demonstrated that the English could challenge Portuguese naval power in the Arabian Sea. The Mughal authorities observed this conflict carefully. The Portuguese had previously used their naval strength to pressure Mughal shipping and influence imperial decisions. When the English proved capable of resisting Portuguese aggression, Mughal officials began to see them as a potential counterbalance, rather than merely another European trading group. Following the naval engagement, the English were granted permission to establish a factory at Surat. The term factory did not refer to manufacturing, but to a trading station managed by factors, or commercial agents. This factory became the headquarters of English operations in Western India. It provided a secure warehouse for goods, living quarters for company officials, and an administrative center for trade coordination. The establishment of the Surat factory marked a structural shift in English activity in India. Until this point, company voyages had been temporary and uncertain, dependent on individual negotiations. With a recognized base, the company could maintain a continuous presence, store goods between seasons, and build long-term relationships with Indian merchants. The Mughal Empire still retained full sovereignty. The English operated under imperial authority and paid customs duties. They did not possess territorial control or political power. Their position depended entirely on Mughal permission and compliance with local regulations. However, the ability to function within the Mughal system allowed the company to expand its trade steadily. From Surat, the English began exporting large quantities of Indian textiles to markets in Europe and Southeast Asia. These textiles became central to the company's commercial success. Profits from Indian trade strengthened the company financially and encouraged further investment in Asian ventures. The Surat factory also became a training ground for company administration. Officials learned to manage accounts, negotiate contracts, and navigate Indian legal and revenue systems. Over time, the company developed standardized procedures for trade, record-keeping, and dispute resolution. These early administrative practices would later support much larger operations. In 1612, the East India Company remained a commercial body seeking profit through trade. It held no army in India and governed no territory, yet the establishment of the Surat factory created a permanent foothold. The foundation laid at Surat would support future expansions in Madras, Bombay, and Bengal. The English presence in India was still limited, but it was now firmly established.